Hey, what's up everybody? It's the end of July and August is fast approaching. And you know what that means, right? In this video, I'm going to cover all of the Tsums that are going to be available for August. In the month of August, we're going to have the Japan event slash events park, and which is like a sports theme kind of event slash mission for the month of August, which makes sense because August, we still have the Olympics going on, so it totally makes sense that it's going to be this month that they're going to launch all of these Tsums. So for this month, we do have 5 new Tsums, so let's go ahead and take a look at each one of them. So the first 3 that's going to be released, it's going to be Rugby Mickey, and this is a charm version of Mickey. It's a Rugby Mickey charm version. Next we have Baseball Pooh, and then finally we have Surfing Stitch for the first 3. So let's go back to Charm Rugby Mickey. So Mickey with a rugby ball charm. So I'm thinking that there's going to be a football or American football in some countries would call it on the screen as a charm. And what it will do is it will clear all Tsum Tsums in the center and spawn magic bubbles. So Rugby Mickey is going to be a highly desired Tsum. It is going to be one of the best Tsums that you could get this month. And some people even use it as a coin farmer. So if you're struggling with one of the coin farmers, like the top 3, or even just getting them, because Jedi Luke hasn't been available, and let's say if you had bad luck with Gaston, then try to get Rugby Mickey. Next we have Baseball Pooh, and the description for Pooh would be Pooh wants to hit a home run, tap the good timing, clear a vertical line of Tsum. So it sounds like that you're gonna have to tap it around a perfect time, like you have to time the animation, and then a vertical line of Tsums will burst. I haven't seen any demos for these yet, but I will show you guys exactly what they look like and how to use them as soon as these Tsums become available. So if you're looking for videos on that, just stay tuned. I'm going to be updating you guys on what all these look like. So finally, for the third Tsum, we have Surfing Stitch. And the description for Surfing Stitch is enjoying surfing, clears a horizontal line of Tsum. So just kind of sideways of what Baseball Pooh is. Seems like it's also a little bit easier to use for Surfing Stitch. It's just a sideways line of Tsum that's going to be cleared. So this is the first 3. There is going to be 2 more. So these 3 though are limited edition. So which means that if you don't get them this month, you're not going to get them anymore. You will have to wait for them to come back in a selection box. So I highly recommend you to try to get Rugby Mickey at the very minimum. Next we have John Darling and also Wendy Darling. So let's take a look at John Darling first. His description is an argumentative boy who wears glasses and a hat, and it clears Tsums randomly. So that's pretty self-explanatory. He will just clear a bunch of Tsums randomly. We'll see how many Tsums it actually clears. Next we have Wendy Darling, and the description for Wendy is a girl with both youthful girlishness and maternal instincts, and she will clears all Tsum Tsums in the center. So it's kind of like a burst Tsum in the middle. So these 2 Tsums are not limited Tsums, meaning that they're actually going to end up in the premium box. So there's no hurry to getting these 2. Even if you miss getting them this month, you're still going to have other opportunities, so you don't have to worry too much about them. So the first 3 Tsums will be Surfing Stitch, Rugby Mickey Charm, and then Pooh Baseball that's going to come out. And then in the middle of the month, we have John Darling, Wendy Darling, and just like every other month at the very end, we're going to see all 5 come back as a massive lucky time. So the first event that we're going to have is the pickup capsule. And in this first pickup capsule, we have our 6 Tsums. We have Experiment 626, Bunny, Lumpy, Davy Jones, Hades, Captain Hook. Now this is interesting because there is actually some fun Tsums in here, and that's actually worth getting. I really like 626 or Experiment 626. His ability is actually pretty decent, and it is worth getting. I do like Bunny because of the animation. It reminds me of a carnival game, so I definitely like Experiment 626 and Bunny from this pickup capsule. Hades is actually pretty good too, so I think my top 3 for this pickup capsule will be Experiment 626, Bunny, and Hades. And after the first pickup capsule, we're going to have our first pickup capsule. And in this pickup capsule, there are 12 Tsums just like every single month. You have the White Queen, Monsters University Randy, Parade Tinkerbell, Esmeralda, Prince Ali, Pumbaa, Salazar, Flounder, Flower, Nemo, Patch, and Boo. So interestingly, out of these 12, there actually is a good amount of Tsums in here that you're actually going to want to get. So there are some good Tsums in here that are good for missions and playing bingo. So my top 3 that I recommend if you are playing for the purpose of getting through missions and playing the bingo cards, then you definitely want to get Patch. Patch is a really good Tsums for high combo. So if you are struggling to get those combos and really can't get a high combo, then Patch is going to be a really good one for you. Patch should get up to like 300 to 400 combos if you play fast, and it's very easy to use, so Patch is going to be good for high combos. Next we have Boo. Now Boo has 3 different abilities, so for that purpose it is a really good Tsum. But some people like to use Boo for the purpose of her making big bubbles. There's one specific door in there that will generate big bubbles on the screen, and you just have to time picking the right door. So Boo is going to be good for that. There are 3 different abilities, so it could be good for other things as well. But people like to use Boo for big bubbles. And then my number 3 favorite will be Parade Tinkerbell, because Parade Tinkerbell starts Fever. So if you encounter any missions that requires you to start like 7, 8, 9 Fever times per game, then Parade Tinkerbell is perfect for that, because every time you activate her ability, it counts as 1 Fever time. Even if you're already in Fever and you activate it, it counts as another Fever. So for that reason, Parade Tinkerbell is really good for Fever time. So those are my top 3 for this selection box. You got Parade Tinkerbell, Patch, and Boo. And after the first selection box, we have our second pickup capsule. And in this second pickup capsule, we have a total of 6 Tsums. We have Young Elsa, Jack Sparrow, Happy Mike, Parade Clarice, Maui, and Mad Hatter. Out of these 6, I like Happy Mike and Pirate Clarice. All the other ones are pretty good, but then they're not necessarily ones that's exceptional that you have to get. I guess if I had to pick a third, I think Young Elsa will be a good third. But my personal preference is Happy Mike, Pirate Clarice. But I like Pirate Clarice because I'm a little biased. It's the first actual charm, like physical charm that I got from the arcades. So Pirate Clarice is going to be one that I like for personal reasons. But Happy Mike and Young Elsa I think are going to be good for those of you that are trying to get a decent Tsum. But really, pickup capsules are good for their skill tickets. So really, that's really the grand prize. So I guess skill tickets number 1, Young Elsa, and then Happy Mike. Alright, and then finally we have a very special box for this month. Our selection box for August, it's going to be 12 Princess Tsums. I'm actually really excited about this. There are a lot of good Tsums in here as well. So let's go over the list. We have Cinderella, Tiana, Charm Belle, Mulan Warrior, Bride Rapunzel, Merida, Enchanted Aurora, Ariel, Snow White, Jasmine, Pocahontas, and Moana. And man, I don't even know where to start. I think 12, there's so many in here that are good, but if I had to pick the top 3, I'm going to pick Cinderella, because Cinderella is actually a very tactical Tsum to use. If you're able to use Cinderella well, you could definitely generate a lot of time bubbles, and if you play really fast, the game could technically never end, because what happens is you're generating time bubble after time bubble and it just doesn't stop, so the game just keeps going. I've seen some astronomical score from people using Cinderella and it's crazy. But yeah, Cinderella in general, even if you're not a crazy score player, you can still generate a good amount of time bubbles. So if you need a specific time bubble maker, then Cinderella is going to be your princess for that. Alright, and then next, I think I'm going to go with number 2, Moana, because Moana is really good at making score bubbles, and she's just a really easy Tsum to use. Whenever you activate Moana's ability, and in the wave of the clear, any Tsum that is a Moana in that wave will turn into score bubble. So if you need a Tsum to make score bubbles to get through some of those missions, then Moana is a very, very easy one. Even at skill level 1, it's going to be very easy for you to pass those missions. Alright, and then number 3 is going to be very hard. I was trying to debate between Belle or Jasmine. There's actually a ton of other Tsums that you could debate on the number 3 spot, maybe even Snow White. But I went with Belle, the charm version, just because Belle charm can get you a lot of coins, and it is a charm Tsum, so when it's a charm Tsum, it's a lot easier to play, so the game flows by a lot faster. So for that reason, I picked Belle Charm as my number 3. So again, my top 3, number 1, Cinderella, number 2, Moana, and then number 3, Charm Belle. So that's for the second selection box. So let me give you a quick recap of all the Tsums that's going to be available in August. So here they are. There are definitely a lot of Tsums in here, and there's a lot of exciting ones. I was definitely wrong about the pattern. I thought that this month was going to be a quiet month where we're just going to save up coins. I do think that Jedi Luke will still come back in either September or November. Those are my 2 target months. So if you are still trying to get Jedi Luke, you definitely want to save a little bit of coins. I do think that he will come back in the end of this year. But out of these Tsums here, which one are you most excited about? I think me personally, Rugby Mickey is going to be my top one that I'm going to be excited about for the month. But there's actually a lot of other exciting ones in here that you should target. Out of all of these, I think that your top priority should be Rugby Mickey charm, Cinderella, and Moana. I think those are going to be the 3 that you definitely want to try to get. Rugby Mickey is good for coins, Cinderella is good for time bubbles, Moana is good for score bubbles. So those are going to be my top 3 for the month. Let me know in the comments below which one you're going to be targeting for the month. I hope that Rugby Mickey is on your list. So that's pretty much it for this one. I hope that you guys found this video helpful, and if you did find it helpful, please consider supporting this channel by scrolling down and hitting the subscribe button and giving this video a thumbs up. And as always, thank you so much for watching.